Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Teens for Business podcast. I'm your host, Kywin.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Jackie.
Today we'll be discussing Thanksgiving and Black Friday from a business perspective. So, like we all know, Thanksgiving is coming up along with Black Friday, and for many people, this is the official start of the holiday shopping season. And online retailers have also participated in Black Friday sales frenzy and Cyber Monday, which is the following Monday following Thanksgiving, and has become a day known for online shopping deals. So let's just start off with a question about basic Thanksgiving. Like, do you guys start holiday shopping during the Thanksgiving holiday season? And how do you think businesses capitalize on the holiday season?
Definitely. I think when we think of sales, we think of like the big days, but then Black Friday and like the whole like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then like Monday of that, we definitely think of as like kind of the biggest sales of the season as general for most stores. And I know like a lot of businesses, well, some businesses like Sephora, Ulta, and other brands, I'm sure also like they start their sales before like this whole like Black Friday. So it's kind of like this early access thing. I'm thinking of Sephora specifically, like where they have different types of sales for their members. And I think like that's a really good like marketing strategy because everyone is already in that mindset of, oh my gosh, Thanksgiving is coming up soon, Black Friday is coming up soon. But then Sephora does like this private sale, which is like becoming a member is basically free. So it kind of has like that, oh, this is super special to me, and that like marketing sense. So I think like that is a very smart strategy to get people shopping and spending earlier on, especially because all of these stores have sales going on during Black Friday and Thanksgiving. So starting off early is actually like has more of an effect on the customer because they're thinking like, oh, like I can still spend more money and like that kind of mindset going on. So I definitely think that is a smart strategy for Sephora and Ulta. And then for Thanksgiving itself, I think like because a lot of like stores like Black Friday already has its like own little like brand for sales and has like a reputation for having like the biggest day of the year for sales. I think businesses automatically capitalize off of that, and because everyone is looking to spend money on that day. Like a lot of people save up because they know that they're going to get sales on like the next TV. They know they're going to get sales on the new iPhone. I don't know if they actually have that, but like in Best Buy or something like that. Like they know they're going to save money on new clothes. So I think like having that in hand already without like needing to specifically market, be like, oh, this is a special day for us. It's like everyone knows it's a special day already. So you get to save on that marketing, but also like it's already ingrained in your customers' minds that it's a great day to spend.
Yeah, I haven't gone Thanksgiving shopping in a while, but I've definitely seen the trend that more people are starting to start their holiday shopping more towards like Thanksgiving, not closer to the holiday season. But like another method that some businesses could capitalize during like the Thanksgiving week is potentially offering like extended hours of sales because obviously there's going to be a lot of like customers that are coming in to take advantage of those like sales and those large deals and everything like being like marked off a little bit. And that's obviously a very good deal for people. And it's a good tradition. And we've seen that over like the Black Friday and like the Cyber Monday and all those like different deals. And just like Jackie touched a little bit, there's like a lot of another big like thing that the businesses can use to capitalize on Thanksgiving is like a lot of like advertising campaigns that are like geared towards like Thanksgiving and like holiday season. And like those have like started like way before like even the week happened. Like my parents and I have already been getting like a lot of like offers to come in. Oh, there's a sale going on Thanksgiving week. So we can see that a lot of different companies are like already like taking advantage of this and they just want to attract the customers in. And this is definitely a good strategy for businesses to capitalize on during this week.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think just because like Thanksgiving is kind of intertwined with Black Friday, it just kind of like marks that kind of official start of what's like the holiday season. Like there's often like the question like when is it too early to start playing like Christmas music and stuff. I just think that like it's kind of like once you get to Thanksgiving and then it's only a couple more weeks until there's like Christmas breaks and there's truly the holidays. But yeah, I agree with what both Jackie and Jack said in terms of like these stores are able to capitalize just knowing that even without marketing, customers are prioritizing shopping on these days because of the deals that they think that they're going to be able to get. And there's going to be more and more customers just starting to buy stuff on Black Friday. And with like the growth of like online shopping, Cyber Monday is super huge as well. So I think that businesses are definitely capitalizing off these days in terms of like early holiday spending. And moving on to our next question is, in what ways have consumer trends during Thanksgiving evolved over the years, and how do you think businesses are adapting to these changes?
I think one of the biggest changes I've seen is the increase in online shopping. Like before COVID, and like the past few years, like online shopping wasn't like that big of a thing. Like I know like a lot of people still prefer going in store to get like the biggest deal, going to like malls, going to outlets, going to like the physical storefronts. And I think that's kind of shifted with COVID-19 because especially like 2019, 2020, 2021, like you just physically couldn't, or a lot of places you just physically couldn't go, or like you didn't really want to go because of safety concerns. But I think like even after that, like now like all these stores are open, but I think online a lot of people like the comfort of being able to like sit in their pajamas at home, just like click away on their computer and still get exactly what they want from the sales. But I mean, I personally still love shopping in store because like, you know, like you kind of see exactly what you get. And I personally like it a lot more, but I know like a lot of my friends, they would prefer to still say online because it's just so much more convenient. You don't have to like drive, for example, to whatever place you want to go. And it's a lot easier. And also because with Black Friday, you're also you're buying a lot of things, but B, like there's like special promotions where like shipping is free anyway. So like these, a lot of these stores like know like people are going to be shopping online, so there's like additional benefits. And so I definitely think like that's one of the biggest changes that people have been staying online, just because like we've seen how easy and convenient it is.
Yeah, that's a trend that I've definitely observed as well. I've definitely seen like I think it's more of a trend in like general shopping. Like before COVID, shopping was predominantly like in person with like limited like online softwares. But now like online has like taken like a big surge, even though it's not as big as like in-person shopping right now. It has grown significantly since the COVID pandemic, and we could definitely see that occur with also the Thanksgiving purchasing and Thanksgiving deals and what companies offering. And that is a big change that I've also observed. And another change that I've observed is like companies are starting to begin their holiday shopping earlier. And like for example, they're like offering like a lot of holiday gifts at Thanksgiving and Black Friday. They're starting to get into the holiday spirit, decorate their stores, maybe start playing holiday music just to like just cement that holiday mood. And that's definitely a trend that I've like seen over the past like decade or so, that more stores are opening up to like for purchasing of like holiday goods, just like prepare for like the holidays earlier, so that I guess like people can have more fun during the holidays without having to worry about like buying things.
Yeah, exactly. I just think that like with the extended shopping season, businesses are offering deals like way earlier. And then to go along with kind of like the shift to like an online, more centered on online shopping season with the pandemic, I think there's also a lot of it is based off like social media like influence as well. Like a lot of this has like a lot of social media platforms have like influenced a lot of these shopping decisions, even with like holiday shopping. I know like TikTok has their like own TikTok shop now where like a lot of people just like use mobile apps and just like with one click you can buy something to your house. It's just super easy. I think that with the convenience factor, along with people like some people like really like waiting in line for like Black Friday deals and stuff like that, but like other people like hate it. It's just like so many people just rushing to, it's just crazy. So sometimes if people prefer convenience, like they would just prefer online shopping during like a crazier like holiday season where there's just so many people trying to buy things. And moving on to the next question, we're going to talk about like what types of industries or businesses particularly benefit from the Thanksgiving season and how do they leverage this time of the year?
I think like the most, I guess, common answer to this and like most visible one would be retail stores. And customers are predicted to spend about like 130 billion on retail goods. And so like that definitely is like what we see too. Like when you go out shopping, right? Like that's the first thing you think of for Black Friday and what like most people think of when they think, oh, Black Friday sales. And kind of like going back to my earlier point about like Sephora and Ulta, kind of like with those stores, it's you're not really buying, like you are buying like retail essentially. And so you have like these products, like you don't need them technically, but like, you know, it's always like fun to have them, especially like if you're into that stuff. And I think like also those goods because like again, like since you don't need them, so like if they go on sale for like 30%, it's like, wow, like I could snag this for like 30% off. But also like if we take a look back at a lot of the sales, some companies don't really have like that crazy amazing sales. Like yes, it's 30% off, like yes, it's 40% off, but like they have those sales during like some other times of the year anyways. So I think it's like generally like the whole like concept of, oh, Black Friday, like let's go spend money, like that culture of spending money during the Thanksgiving season is what really drives it, because some stores obviously, yes, they do have great sales, but at the same time, like some stores kind of rely on like that culture of, oh, I'm ready to spend so much money during these few days. And like that's what drives it, not so much that they actually have really, really good sales going on. So I think like with retail stores, it's a lot easier to have like that mindset with the customers and also have like those good but not like crazy amazing sales going on, and like that as a factor together helps bring together the brands.
Yeah, definitely retail stores are like a very like big like uh industry that really benefits from Thanksgiving spending. And then another industry that I like to mention that also benefit from Thanksgiving spending is like food, because like during like Thanksgiving break are obviously most families are gonna reunite with like extended family members and other family they haven't seen in a while, or some friends they haven't seen in a while, and they're gonna have that big dinner, right? That's like a big tradition in Thanksgiving. That's what Thanksgiving is known for. So like on average, like most consumers usually spend between $100 and $200 on Thanksgiving meals, and like when we look at like that for like the whole population, that's like a lot of money. So we obviously see that Thanksgiving meals are like a big part of like the Thanksgiving tradition, and that's also a big industry that will definitely be impacted in a good way from Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I think in terms of like what people spend a lot of money on, I think I've noticed like a lot of big purchases near like the Thanksgiving holiday season. I think like TVs, like electronics, even like from resale stores as well. But like I think more people are willing to spend on these like bigger purchases because of the perceived sale that they think they're going to be able to get on it, even though even if it isn't like even if it's just saving like maybe what 10-20%, people are still more likely to like spend big during this season. So I think a lot of like electronic stuff, a lot of like even like buying like house improvement stuff, just like bigger purchases or what people are focusing on. And even like a lot of like traveling, like airplanes, people like love to travel during the season as well. So like a lot of these different industries are able to capitalize on Thanksgiving. I think this is one of the seasons where companies are able to make the most money throughout the year. So I think this is like great for the economy in general. And transitioning to sports, how have Thanksgiving Day like football games, which is a major part of Thanksgiving, become a cultural tradition, and what role do they play in like American holiday celebrations?
Yeah, I think one big thing is that like the NFL has like these like really big football games on Thanksgiving, you know, like Thursday night football. That's like Thursday night football has been the thing like for the NFL like for every Thursday basically during the season, but like because it's Thanksgiving, like it has so much more hype and it's a lot more popular. The same way like Christmas Eve, or like there's some like end of December, like early January games I forgot the name of, but like those are the ones where like everyone is really excited to see, and then they try to schedule like the good games during that time. I forgot like what like who's playing this year, but I know like a lot of people were talking about how like it would be a really great game, and I think like that's one of their marketing strategies, because everyone, well, most people don't have work that day, and it's a Thursday night, so like that everything being popular together like really works. And then also historically in the 1920s, the NFL used like these Thanksgiving games to grow football popularity. And like at this time, the NFL like wasn't called the NFL, but like this national sports thing for the football like game was like that was what they used. And so I definitely think that that is really great, because not only like do you have like this whole like Black Friday like shopping direct consumption thing, but you also have like something online, because like NFL and streaming itself is such a big business. Like you have obviously the games themselves with like the league, but then you also have like the streaming services and everywhere you can view the games on. So I think that business as a whole like benefits from it, not just like the NFL itself. So I think like everything combined is a really interesting like thing to look into.
Yeah, definitely. NFL football games have definitely like been like a culture like tradition, like a big tradition from a very like long time. Like as Jackie said in the 1920s, that like the whatever football league that was like national, like they used those like Thanksgiving break games to like grow football's like popularity, as like at that time like football wasn't really like really too popular. It was like baseball. I think that was taking like most people's like minds. But now like since like football has like progressed, it's been like it's become like super popular. Everybody's gonna watch it. It's still a really like popular sport in America, and as like last year, there were actually like 138 million people who streamed like three Thanksgiving like NFL games, which was a new record. So we could definitely see how that's gonna like progress in the future, and it's still gonna be a mainstay like tradition today. But on the other hand, like some NFL players actually admitted that they do not like playing on Thanksgiving just because they want to enjoy that Thanksgiving like tradition to like play with their family. So there's like that other side of it as well.
Yeah, I agree. I think Thanksgiving, like, I think football is a large part of it, just simply because during that day, like, people are usually just at home, and like the NFL just puts out every single year. There's a tradition of putting on like three games that day, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and like one at the night, just so with like everybody at home, people are more likely to watch it. And I think last year they broke a record for like how many, like a record amount of people that tuned in to actually watch these games. I think it's a big deal, not just like from a sports standpoint, but like with community engagement. Like so many people, like people that don't even watch football normally, are tuned in for Thanksgiving and tuned in for like the Super. It's almost as big. I wouldn't say it's like Thanksgiving Day football. Like people, I wouldn't say as big as the Super Bowl, but I think a lot of people are just, because they're with their family. Their families, people are watching it. More and more people are getting into it, just becoming like a mainstay and introducing more and more people into the sport, which is great for the NFL. And from a business perspective, how do sports networks and advertisers capitalize on the viewership of these football games, which is continuing to grow every single year?
I think that question is kind of similar to the answer of like how Super Bowl, like that whole business with Super Bowl games work. Because if like a lot of people are viewing something at once, like obviously the NFL itself gives like a big boost, like people are hyped for it, people are excited for the games. But also because like advertisements and everything associated with the marketing strategy there gets boosted. Like the last time we actually had an episode about this, but like Super Bowl for one, like having your ad played during the game is incredibly expensive with millions of dollars in. And so like the ads during like the Thanksgiving night games are probably also a lot more expensive than just a regular 1 o'clock Sunday slot game. And so that's probably there as well because a lot of people are watching, but also I think like the whole marketing of Thursday Night Football on Thanksgiving, it just that itself is a really great brand for them. And that's why like they probably also take a lot of time to choose and like have the schedule of like which teams like are exciting, like which teams are most popular for people to watch, just so you're not watching some like two teams who aren't really the best play. So I guess that they always try to make it like something that's more exciting, something that people actually are looking forward to watching. Even if like you're just like a very casual fan of the NFL, or if you're just like tuning in just to see like what it's like. So I think like that is something that they're definitely looking for, is because like not everyone has time to watch every single football game of the season. And so like whenever they turn on that Thursday night, like Thursday night Thanksgiving, it's like a lot to say. But that game, when they tune it on, like they're trying to make sure that that game actually is exciting to watch and the score isn't like 3-0 or something like small like that.
Yeah, definitely. I could definitely see like during the Thanksgiving break where there's like a big popularity shift and in like the football games. So and that will definitely lead to like whoever's like doing like the sport, providing those like streaming services for those games, they're definitely gonna have like a big boost in viewership and potentially membership if necessary, if it is needed to eventually watch a football game. So we could definitely see that being boosted as well for those streaming companies. And also like for like advertisers, I it's definitely not as much as the Super Bowl, because the Super Bowl is definitely the most important like game of the season. But like also like Thanksgiving, they're probably like second to like Super Bowl, because like first of all, like so many like there's probably a lot of like companies that really want to like do the advertising, not only because like it's just like Thanksgiving like popular, but they also want to promote like their stuff going into like the holiday season. And I feel like Thanksgiving has turned into the perfect transition for that. And that as a result, like it could be like really profitable for some companies to do advertisements on like those like Thursday night football games when like everybody is like watching them. But again, also it is like super expensive, as the NFL keeps like charging like more every year for it.
Yeah, I agree. Just like, yeah, with the Super Bowl, like buying advertisements, getting more and more companies to kind of like realize that this is like, there's so much viewership in terms of the NFL that they're going to be charging a lot of money. But overall, businesses, it's just like businesses that maybe like that need advertising, they're gonna be willing to pay for this just because so many people are watching and just so many people are gonna recognize that like they're gonna see these ads. And yeah, it's just from a business perspective, these sports games are huge. And with there's gonna be special like Thanksgiving themed campaigns, especially with like Black Friday themed deals that they're gonna put up on during these Thanksgiving games. And just overall, yeah, there's a lot of opportunity for businesses to take advantage of this. And with that, thank you so much for tuning in for today's episode, and we'll see you guys next week.